doing this morning? Bienvenidos a nuestra conferencia. I'd like to say that it has been an interesting ride being with LULAC. I've been working with LULAC since I was about 12 or 13 years old. And when I first started with LULAC, I really didn't know what it was. I was doing all this work and I was like, what is this LULAC thing that I'm doing here? I don't know what exactly this is. And then later came on to learn it was the League of United Latin American Citizens, an organization I'm very proud to be a member of, and become a very active, strong advocate in the community. I'm trying to represent LULAC and trying to represent those who do not have a voice in our community. LULAC itself, I mean, how many of you folks here are currently members of LULAC? Raise your hands. And how many of you are just guests with us today? All right. And how many of you, I know we have a group of Adelante students, so you guys are going to be getting chartered pretty soon, right, for a Young Adult Council? Congratulations, and I welcome you guys beforehand to the LULAC itself. LULAC, when I started working with LULAC, I really came on board and I grew a strong passion of, what really taught me was to grow a strong passion of community service, selfless service to the community. I represent, like I said, those folks who do not have a voice in our community. There's a lot of folks out there who live in fear, and especially now in today's time, as you see SB 1070, as we see the ethnic studies bill that has been put out there, as we look at Proposition 107, which will be on November's ballot to remove affirmative action, there's a lot of stuff that's facing us, a lot of challenges that are facing us this year, and it makes a lot of people scared. A lot of people scared, a lot of people of color in our state very scared as to what this means for us. And it's important that we as individuals continue to fight that fight for them, to continue to work out there in the community, to continue to be their voice, to continue to find representation for them so they have a voice out there in our community. So that their views, their beliefs, their interests do not go by to the wayside, so that their civil rights, their liberties are not violated. And that's what LULAC has taught me, is to keep continuing doing that fight, to keep doing that fight here in this community. With a lot of unique things, I honestly, I was the youngest state director, which was an arduous task, but an interesting one, and one that I enjoyed greatly. But I'm now the district director for Tucson and Southern Arizona. And we're seeing our own bunch of issues here in Tucson and Southern Arizona. A number of things that are facing us. And of course, the ethnic studies one is being one of the biggest ones we're seeing right now here locally, because just talking with my friend Dr. Romero here, ethnic studies in the state is really confined to Tucson, Southern Arizona. You think about TUSD as ethnic studies, Sunnyside, Chicanos por la Causa. Well, think about those students. Is it really promoting ethnic chauvinism in our students? Or is it showing people to be proud of who you are and remembering where you come from? That's what it's about. So with that, I'd like to thank everybody for being here, to continue doing that fight, and for the most importantly, continue looking for new membership from LULAC. That's what's key. We got to find young folks. And once again, I thank you, Adelante students, for being out, Adelante students. We need to make sure we keep bringing in new blood. LULAC was founded, and it now stands as the oldest and largest civil rights organization for Latinos. The oldest and largest. And we want to make sure that never dies out. We got to make sure we continue to be that voice from Lucha, right? So please do find new membership. Please do bring new folks in, and especially bring in the youth. Look at that new perspective, that new voice, and bring them with open arms to your council and listen to them. So thank you guys. Hand it over here to LULAC.
Talking a little bit about LULAC from my experience. Back when I started in LULAC with the youth component, this was back probably 8 years ago when I started. I was a high school student. I was a little bit younger, and I learned a lot. Got exposed. Was out there in the rallies, marching, was out there in the leadership conferences, and for that I got the heart of working with the youth. So I started a program with the Adelante America. I actually wanted to acknowledge them. If you guys can stand up. Hello guys. We actually have 35 high school students that participate in leadership program. They get exposed to anything from civic participation, community service. These are the types of programs, like Javier mentioned, that we need to have more of. We need to get our younger folks more involved. They're energized, they're motivational, and for me they're inspiring, because that's what makes me continue to want to work and continue to do the work that LULAC has. When I saw LULAC, I saw a great organization, and to this day I still believe LULAC is the greatest organization for Latinos out there. And I want to congratulate everyone for being here, and want to ask for you guys to to unite with LULAC to help us continue the struggle that started back in 1929 with our forefathers, but also look at our youth. Our youth are very important. Like I said, many of you guys are leaving trails. A lot of you guys are my mentors, which I appreciate. I continue to learn every day. Believe it or not, here's one of my mentors. We're similar age, but wow, this guy has a lot of good ideas, has a lot of good...
We learn a lot from each other.
So, you know, it's just working in teams with other folks. But I wanted to thank the opportunity of being here and for allowing me to speak, and hope we can all get involved in this conference and learn something and take something home with us and inspire us to build the momentum that is growing from this. I think that from negative things like SB 1070, a lot of positive things can come and arise from it. So I hope the best for everyone, and I hope we all learned a lot. Thank you.
We're going to start with campaign and high school equity. I would like to have Dr. Alberto Piqueros. He's our LULAC Arizona Education Chair, but he's also, a very dear friend, of the community. And he is a temple of knowledge and wisdom when it comes to education. Also, Javier Herrera, he's the LULAC District 3 Director, and myself, Ana Estrada, then I'm going to talk about a little bit of the national campaign on high school equity. At this time, my dearest brother, and I'm going to put him on the spot, Dr. Augie Romero is present here, and I would like to please have him come and join us so he can give a little bit of, the work that he's doing also, with the ethnic studies. Thank you very much.